Dennis, you and Akon have won your last 2 fights in Oktagon. We've seen a bit of back and forth between the both of you. Is there a possibility of a future showdown?
No, I don't want to catch any AIDS off that little faggot.
Shem, amazing performance. Just before the fight, Katakoli pushed you. Did that make this fight more personal?
It didn't make it more personal for me, lad. You know, when I get in there, all of that just goes out the window, lad. It can be anyone. It's just a silhouette in front of me. But I do also take reads out of body language and little tells, and leading up to the whole thing, like, he just felt super nervous. Like, this was his opportunity to sell something, and you're leaving the press conference, and then you expect to get on the next big show. These men aren't going to put you on again, lad. Sell your shit, man. But he's had his chance. He got finished quick. Obviously, I want him to come back strong and do well, but you got to do your job as well, lad. We're not just fighters, lad. We got to fucking sell some shit, you get me?
Question for Will. Will, you're on a 5-win streak now in MMA. You had a year out. How did that affect you mentally, being away from the sport last year?
Yeah, it was tough. I talked about, like, it's a 6-fight win streak. Chris Jocko's juiced. I beat him too, you know, so I'm fucking taking that victory. Obviously, look, at that time, I had a lot of thinking to do. I was 34 years old. I was banking on winning that $1 million. I didn't. I had to go away and reassess things. And to me, it didn't seem worth it to stay going. I was putting so much into this. I was at a level where I feel like I could have really made a career out of it. And I was kind of saying, well, what the fuck's the opportunity going to be now? The only thing that seemed interesting to me was fighting in fucking big stadiums, doing big things. Thankfully, there's a crowd like Oktagon that are here, and these opportunities are real now. So, look, I broke my hand badly 2.5 weeks ago. I wasn't going to let this fucking opportunity go, because if I did, it was the end. It was over. If I didn't fight this fight and create this thing tonight and show, hey, fuck you, I'm that guy, I'll show up with one hand to beat your number 5 guy, then I felt like, well, I'm fucking 35, I've got a fucking period of healing. It's going to be a tough fucking thing to justify getting back into the sport after that. Whereas now, I go away, I get a surgery, I heal up, I have something to go for. I feel like I've earned my fucking title shot tonight. If you don't feel like I have, okay, give me some guy you think that I have to beat to get that. But at least I'm here now. I've made my mark. I've shown you who I am. So, look, the last year was tough. Like, this last 3 weeks was tough, you know. Getting in with a broken hand, it wasn't an easy thing to do mentally. And, like, look, DJ Kvor's he's a legit fighter, man. The guy showed up tonight even. How, like, you know, 1 minute into that first round, oh, shit, what am I doing in here? I'm an idiot. Why am I fucking fighting this guy with a broken hand? It's dumb. But I showed you who I am. I'm that sort of crazy cunt who'll just go and fucking knock him around anyway. So, look, I'm very proud of what I did tonight. I know it wasn't the cleanest win, but I'm extremely proud of the fact that I'm that guy who shows up. And, like, yes, the last year was tough mentally, but fuck it. I'm here now. I've done it now. And let's go and get more good shit on the road, you know?
And a question for Akon. Akon, obviously, from Team Renegade. You're the first one out the Birmingham boys to main event Oktagon. Did you feel added pressure due to that and having Leon in your corner as well?
Nah, there was no added pressure at all. It was actually more comfortable being at home. I was able to go home and sleep in my own bed, and I was, you know, even used the oven today, which is something weird. I normally bring my own kitchen to every fight camp. You see me in the hotel, I put the sock over the thing. Most people aren't smoking, but I'm cooking up my food and stuff inside the hotel. But I didn't have to do all that this camp, so it was just like really. It felt like one of my amateur days, you know, where I could just go home and just chill in my own environment and come and kick some ass and then eat my Jaffa cakes and go home. Like, life is good. Life's really good. And it's even amazing to have your teammates, especially the best in the world, Leon Edwards, cornering you, you know. And I train with that guy every single day, and it just helps elevate me. And so, yeah, of course, man, you know, all my team and my coaches, I give it all to them. And I'm just honoured to be going out to war with them.
George, you dominated your fight up until the last round where you got clipped. How did you feel throughout the fight? I mean, for a majority of it, you were on top of your opponent, and was wrestling that something that you worked on in preparation in camp?
I felt really good until the last round. Like I said, I worked on everything. Like I worked specifically a bit more on striking for Thomas, because obviously with him being a bit more of a striker. But really, I just worked on my whole game, because at the end of the day, I can't just keep working on one aspect for one opponent. You know, I've got to work on the whole aspect, like of MMA. It's a full spectrum, and again, if you're fighting striker, the best way to counter strike it is by wrestling. So we did a lot of wrestling, we did a lot of striking, and we did a lot of jiu-jitsu. Like, it's what MMA fighters should. Like I said yesterday, I know I'm repeating myself, but what we did a lot in the camp is what I did in the fight. Like, the control that I did in the first 2 rounds that I got the 10-8s with was a lot of the stuff that we've been doing with Rimmer and Ellen and Vent. It was spot on.
Cheers.